Pull up. Feel it, yeah. I'm just waiting.
Oh, guys, the lighting is terrible today, and for the 100th time, I'm complaining about my Bluetooth. What up, YouTube? It's me, Riz Ill, back on the channel with another reaction, and today we're gonna be doing a first-time reaction. Another one. This one is titled "Wouldn't You Be Impressed" by Streetlight Manifesto. I hope I got their name right. This one, should I say as per usual, because this guy is giving great what you call reaction suggestions and shit. But as per usual, this one has been suggested by Advera Kocha. Shout out to you, dude. And I'm gonna just skedaddle and get to this reaction before something happens to my Bluetooth. So without further ado, guys, let's get to it.
Would you be upset if I told you we were dying? And every cure they gave us was a lie. Oh, they mean it when they say we're dead and doomed. And every single symptom brings us closer to the tomb. And who will take the credit for our truth and letting fall? Because it's not my fault. Would you be impressed if I said the day will have us counting? When it's eating a moment that we waste our time. All the time we spend vaccinating this disease. I just can't seem to think of all the ways we try to hide our melodies. Meanwhile, we die, and everything is fine because it's not my fault. Now you're upset because you finally got the notion. Everything you had is spinning down the drain. Oh, give me the rock and I'm back in the red blade. You give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, all the things we need. Now all right, tell me when we're wild, I never will be called to say it's not my fault. Go now, the others elevate you. And every single one of them, a lot of you will have your turn. Aye, aye, aye. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That bump set fire to the flame, it always ends up slow. You scream, not me, take anybody else, because it's not my fault.
Dreams while everyone was trying. Subconsciously I knew it was a lie. And when I woke I knew that it was time to pray, to make amends before the end, before my judgment day. I looked around, I stood alone, I knew what I had to say. I said it's all my fault.
That shit went hard. That shit went hard. Aye, that shit went incredibly hard, guys. Pause. It was not only a dope song, and now I thank the Lord that what you call that I have it, because dude, The guy who suggested this, dude, you give such good suggestions. I think out of all the people that suggest stuff, you're the one person who's at the top of the list in terms of I actually keep your songs most than everyone else. Everyone else, I keep. It's almost like there's a percentile. There's like a percentile that's in the 50% range. You know, it's always 50-50. 50, I'm giving like my opinion on some shit, and 50, I'm actually so impressed I keep it. With you, it's definitely above 80, actually above 90% of the songs you suggest I keep, because this is a very dope song. And on top of that, it had a very dope message, honestly speaking. One thing going into the video I was wondering is, did they pick in terms of the people that are part of the band, they pick animals in terms of like their personalities, like the different animals they picked, or did they just pick their favorite animals? That's just a random, you know, like, did you pick something because in terms of your personality or whatever, or you did some kind of internet poll or whatever, you are this animal, you know what I'm saying? Like me, I saw like one time I was like, my birthday in terms of the Chinese New Year is something, so it's the year of the dragon. So apparently I'm a dragon. And then on the other side, in terms of a star sign, because I've never been an astrology person or whatever. What is it called? Astrology? Yeah. But you know, when you're messing around with girls, they love that. What is your star sign shit? So I found out I'm an Aries. So apparently I'm a Ram too. Just a whole bunch of animals I am. So I wonder if they did something of that accord. Now, in terms of the song, I have mixed, not some emotions were apparent, but I have mixed opinions about in terms of the song. I don't know which opinion I should bring up first. Okay, let me try this and see whether I can go down and like talk about everything that's in my head in terms of this song. Basically, minus the lyrics, in terms of the shit that they're depicting, it's like our basic effects on our environment and the other species that we share this earth with, right? They depict our negative effects and our negative attitudes towards other species and other animals or whatever that are on this planet, and our massive use of our powers in terms of maybe abusing these creatures, these species, their environment, etc., etc. And there is merit to it. But when I started even thinking about these type of topics, I always broke it down to the most basic level of like, one, nature is survival of the fittest, right? The food chain and everything, right? So once upon a time, we were no different than these animals in terms of our whole game of like survival. We just have a heightened level of intelligence that helped us beat them, or become even like, put ourselves in an even higher place than them, due to, whether you want to call it heightened intelligence due to some scientific shit. You can say that. If you believe in God like me, you can say in terms of God, you know, mixed things of like whether God actually gave us this intelligence, or like we ate the apple in the Adam of and Eve story. And then like the Adam and Eve story, honestly guys, I've always been a little bit shaky about that story. I don't believe everything I read just because I'm a Christian, guys. But yeah, whatever you believe, we certainly have an above than normal level of intelligence, and we just use a certain percentage of our brain. We are definitely not normal, you know, with the shit that we've been able to. Shit, even me, you seeing me right now, this is not supposed to be possible, but it is. Our intelligence is just that high. So, in terms of it, survival of the fittest, guys, we just, we I'm trying to put this in a way that's not like too hurtful or too like I'm just throwing my words out there. But honestly speaking, if we were at a lower place than these animals in general, if you really think about it, if you just wipe the, I don't know, liberal tears from your eyes or whatever, whatever you guys want to call it, and you just like really look at it, if we were on the same level as them like back in the day, we'd be no better off. Shit, at least we have some sense of compassion. What animals can you count have like as much compassion as human beings, that rivals maybe their savagery and evil in them, you know? Like you can count dogs in terms of their loyalty and their level of love, But how long did it take for them to evolve in that way and get to that way where they're so compatible with humans and so good with interacting with humans to the level that they have those type of emotions, you know? And like you can talk about like honestly the white people that mess around with wild animals and stuff, but that's not an everyday thing, guys. That's not an everyday thing for you to be messing around with wild animals and then you tame them and then now they're playing around with you. That's but bottom line, guys, honestly it's survival of the fittest, and I wouldn't take it personally in terms of like us honestly being above them. Like honestly, human beings have gotten so good at killing. Like animals don't give a fuck about killing. Dogs can kill anytime they want. Cats can kill anytime they want, no repercussions. We're the only ones who we've gotten so good at this game of ruling this earth through our minds and our savagery and our whatever you want to call it, that we have laws against killing because we're so freaking good at it. We can wipe out millions, hundreds and millions of our own like race, never mind the other species that we've sort of participated or fully participated in making them extinct. We're so good at killing that we have to have laws against it. That's just how good we are, and that's how we got to the top in the first place. So honestly, stop complaining about it. Now the thing you can complain about is, okay, random thing that I even saw over here in the video. Are zoos technically like still valid in this day and age, right? Because honestly speaking, I would prefer like natural nature reserves to go see animals. Nature reserves all over, even in the cold places of Antarctica and shit, if you want to go see penguins and all of that, rather than taking them from their natural habitats and shipping them to zoos just so people can stare at them from a distance and like look at them like they're some kind of joke. Like these things have like, these animals have like lives, their own lives and their own, you know, they might not be as comfortable as when it's in the zoo, but the zoo thing in terms of comfortability is a toss up because, you know, there can be cases of them being abused, etc, etc. But bottom line is they have their own lives to live. You know, animals are animals, man. They living beings. They just like trees. They have their own lives to live. So are zoos really that relevant? Do we need, I was sort of 50-50 in terms of even the hunting depiction, in terms of like them showing like the person hunting, because I personally want to hunt in the future. As a Christian, in terms of certain texts in the Bible, it has listed certain animals that we are allowed to kill and eat because they're clean enough and they're good enough to eat, and certain animals that you shouldn't kill anyway unless it's self-defense or anything, because you're not going to eat it anyway. It's forbidden to eat that. That is considered dirty. So in terms of that, certain animals that I'm allowed to eat, I will eat. I will eat my meat, I will eat my chicken, I will eat whatever I want in terms of meat. Pause. But other animals, yes, it's not relevant to go out there and killing like sea lions and shit, bro. Like what the fuck did the sea lion do to you? Unless it's self-defense, you're wandering around that cold like Alaska or whatever. I don't know where the fuck sea lions live, and then like the sea lion threatened your life or something, like it was being very wild and abrasive as a wild animal. Kill that bitch. But like this other shit about killing animals for the sake of killing animals when technically you can't even eat them. Like if you shoot a deer or whatever, you can eat that. You shoot a cow, you can eat that, you know. Certain animals they're allowed. I actually need to recheck that deer thing. But certain animals you're allowed to kill if you're a religious person. If you're not a religious person, hey dude, just check the animals that are safe to eat in general, and it's not some kind of like weird fucking experiment like eating crocodiles and shit, bro. But like bottom line is certain animals, they're good to eat, so we eat them. Survival of the fittest. If we were in the same position, they'd be eating the fuck out of us. So why the fuck are you complaining? Stop being a bitch. So yeah, man, that's just some of the thoughts that I have in terms of this thing. You know, it's like, dude, if it's like even that Joe Rogan thing, guys. I'm sorry for rambling. That Joe Rogan thing of like, when Joe Rogan was like, can you imagine if like monkeys knew how to use a bow and arrow? If they figured it out the way humans figured it out, because they're the closest. Like we'd be fucked. Because that was like an evolution in like just warfare and like us being able to defend ourselves in that playing in terms of the survival game, in terms of all the species on the planet. It took us to a whole other fucking level, the bow and arrow, bro. And like, look at how we've evolved since then. Think about all the weapons you can come up with in your brain, in terms of like how we've evolved so far, in terms of like getting stronger, building colonies, like just being humans and having our own thing going, compared to animals who are still honestly running around like chasing their tail. Like, think about that shit and be fucking grateful instead of complaining about every single little thing. Again, certain animals you can kill honestly for eating and surviving and shit. You don't have to like make them extinct, because obviously they're good to eat. But others, bro, just leave them alone unless they like a threat to your life, bro. But that's been me. Leave your comments below, like, comment, subscribe, hit the post notifications, and thank you for joining me today, Viracocha. Thank you, dude. Thank you.
Possibly known as the greatest, possible bodies I faded. I can possibly made it. I hit the ground and the pavement, still at the top and they hate it. Top of my game and my cadence, I see the weather and change it. Light as a feather in weight, I'm chief, I know. Please don't get too close, please don't, cause